we're really gonna have to run a only jungle kind of like show match
Yep.
where it's like only jungle playing Lee Sin against like a Kali. Oh, and someone
Oh,
quit.
Sandstorm.
So only
What?
jungle
Whoa.
get in. There's one
Wait.
slot,
Why are we? No, there's 2 slots.
2 slots. Invite cheesy plus only. What's the password? Is bacon, by the way. If you find the name, Reddit.
All right, man. So popular.
I know,
It's
right?
freaking almost 2 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
I find it crazy that we can get this many people.
Yeah. All right. In fact, you go ahead and go for the general picks and bans. Fill me in 1 minute. When I get back, I will be right back. I'm just grabbing a drink.
All right.
All right. Good luck. Solo cast. Here we go.
All right. Starting this off. All right. Looks like we're going to start this thing up. As long as Jamal doesn't try and troll us again, which could happen, and if it does, he'll probably be removed. So, anyway, we got a quick rise ban coming out of the silly. I mean, that's a pretty standard ban. I mean, just the ability for him to snowball after a certain point, he gets so tanky, and he's effectively building damage by building tank, which is everyone's big criticism of him. We have a Warwick ban, which is, I think it's a targeted top lane ban, but it also that level 6 gank coming out of the jungle is almost a guaranteed kill. So I can understand why you might be afraid. Dr. Mundo recently becoming very popular in the kind of newer jungle style, which is fast clear times and more about like the later game. The idea that you can, if you clear fast, you gank a lot or you do a lot of invading, but as Saint Vicious has been known to say, he's also the only jungler with poke. So it's definitely a stylistic jungle decision. So, but we won't be seeing him in this game. Shen considered to be one of the most overpowered top lanes at this current juncture. So no surprises there. And as always, I mean, Lee Sin is just a good ban. He's such a versatile champion. He can be played top lane. He can be played jungle, and he's just so strong. Especially a well-farmed Lee Sin in top can just completely snowball a game. Chips. And the final ban coming out is of Vladimir. After we saw a big silly Vladimir last game. A quick Alistair pick. Alistair gaining a lot of popularity because of his dual roles as really strong jungler with a kind of gank emphasis, just because of the fact that he has so much CC and ability to close that gap with the headbutt pull combo. Okay. Looks like we have a little bit of drama.
And we're back. All right. So what's up? What have I missed?
Well, the bans went kind of easily, but we have a little bit of drama.
What's that?
Zuka doesn't like Jamal.
Oh, drama.
Yeah, drama, man.
So this is huge. This is the Reddit grudge match of the century going down live on Milkcast. How's that? How's that? And they say that this is not a legitimate caster combination.
Wait,
they were wrong.
Who says that?
Nobody
who says that?
I'm just building up some drama.
Okay.
All right. I'm just explaining caffeine.
I'm explaining to him that Zuka just needs to beat Jamal's ass down.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Zuka has that flash ignite on Soraka, so it might not be a support Soraka. It could be AP mid Soraka. I mean, usually you see an AP mid Soraka pick up Ghost because you want to run alongside them, throwing down those star calls and silences. but we'll see how it goes.
It could also just be a super aggressive bot lane, wanting to just really get in as much damage as possible, maybe maxing that silence. But
Ooh,
normally,
Blitzcrank.
Blitzcrank, Kate, you can pull those.
Pull him into the threats.
Yeah, man, that's scary shit. Oh man, and we have so the junglers have already been picked up. It's gonna be an Alistar and a Nocturne. I love that Nocturne jungle. Just, I mean, he's got those quick clear times. He's got that crazy gank ability.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna switch Captain and Shadow. No, I think Nocturne is a hugely underrated jungler. The thing is, he can carry so hard with that attack speed and attack damage steroid. You know, you put that dual steroid on someone and they just have huge amounts of auto attack damage coming out. However, the real counter to Nocturne, in my opinion, is sustained magic damage. Someone like a Cassiopeia, a Ryze, a Karthus, because Nocturne really doesn't want to build that much MR. He's got his shield. He does so well against someone like Sion AP mid, someone with a lot of burst on high cooldown that you can just block once and forget. But let's see, against a Soraka AP, she actually does a deceptively large amount of damage.
Wait, what?
What? What's going on?
Look at these picks. What's going down top lane for purple?
For purple?
Looks like it's gonna be a blitz top, or yeah.
It could be AP Janna, because AP Janna.
It could also be AP Janna. That's true.
AP Janna is what? It's the grudge match of the century!
What happened? Are we gonna have to kick Jamal?
Wow. The grudge match of the century, and it gets canceled.
It fell apart.
All right.
Oh, he wanted support. Oh, the drama.
The drama.
Oh, the drama.
The drama. We gotta get this going. I have my suit all laid out. I gotta leave in 45 minutes, so come on, team. Let's get this going.
Wait. Why do you have what's your suit for?
I have a meeting later on tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, seriously? People are fighting over support?
This is really
cool. Oh my god, come on, hurry.
Cheesy Cookie, Shreve, one of them can join.
Somebody, well, we already have Cheesy Cookie.
Oh, Cheesy Cookie's already in?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, I didn't notice that.
Shreve, we need you.
Gotta get in here. Bastard is bacon, baby.
What? No, just join manually. God. Friend invite, bite him. Biter, rather.
Alright. Man. Oh, actually, what am I talking about? Jamal and Zuka are still on the opposite teams. It's still the grudge match of the century. Rumble in the Jungle, Thrill in Manila, Purple Team versus Blue on April 17th, 2012. The three games have one thing in common. They were the best of their class between two known rivals. Here we go. I Am Jamal against 7 Zuka, whatever his name may be. And hopefully we see crazy picks like we did last game, like Soraka mid and AP Janna top, and who even knows?
Certainly not I. And a fizz ban. Right off the top. We are having no fizz. There will be no fishy.
But he wasn't even picked last game. And it's like.
Yeah, but.
I guess that's Soraka. Oh, the Nocturne ban. That is a targeted ban.
That's kind of a dick move.
They heard me saying about the AD and the AS steroids and how great and how hard he can carry. And they said, it's too much. We can't deal with it. Yeah. Gotta ban it out.
Too scared.
Oh, and the Janna ban too.
Going with basically the same bans.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah.
Just banning out very popular top lane, and this could be a Lee ban maybe. The other team banned it last time.
Yeah.
Janna ban.
If it is a Lee ban, that means Shaco's open, and I would love to see some Shaco play coming out. Shaco is, if you play Shaco properly, you know, in my opinion, I think he is a little OP because of that level 1 crit.
The Alistar ban.
See, these are targeted bans. Nocturne, the John, the Alistair, all three of those were picked last game.
And the E... Gotta be a troll, right?
Don't troll. Don't troll. This is the grudge match of the century, people. We can't have it go to waste with these little Eve picks and bans and stuff.
I
am just gonna... Okay, this is gonna be a game where I do the diplomatic thing and I shut the chat. Anyway, I'll be right back in 1 minute.
All right. Oh, no, it'll be a Soraka pick. All right, and so a quick Soraka pick from Blue, taking that from Purple, who had been trying to run it last game. They're deliberating. They're taking their time. Their sweet, sweet time. And, I mean, oh, you see, Rise, a champion who was the first ban for Blue last game, left unbanned this game, and Purple has decided to at least pick that up. But for their other pick, it looks like it's going to be Caitlyn, the AD that Blue looked to be running. And so just the fact that these games were made and then unmade has completely changed the way these people are picking their champions. Unless I was wrong. I hope I'm not wrong on that. I hope wait. Maybe Caitlyn? I don't know. Well, we're seeing another Tristana pick on the team with the Soraka.
What about this?
All right, so basically they're picking the champions that the other team was trying to pick or ban last time.
Although Zuka is going back to that Mordekaiser.
Which I 100% approve of. I want to see more Mord. I love Mordekaiser. So yes, now Blue has Soraka and Trist.
Mm-hmm.
Which
yeah.
Did they have Trist last time? I can't remember.
I think they didn't have Trist. I think they had Soraka. I think it was...
No, they didn't. No, Soraka was
Soraka.
Definitely... It was AP Soraka on the other side, though.
I think it was AP Jana. No. What? No. Yeah. No. It was...
Wait.
Yeah, it was Soraka and Sona on Blue team, and Jana on the other team.
It was Soraka, Jana, and Blitz, and that was what happened.
No. The Blitz and the Jana was on the other team. I'm 90% sure. I think the very last pick of the game.
I'm 100% sure that the Soraka and the Blitz were on the same team because I remember knowing that was the reason that I knew that Soraka was going mid.
I don't know. I've already forgotten. I have the memory of a goldfish. Anyway, one interesting thing about that Mordekaiser Rise matchup is that Rise's real counter is being outpushed, which Mord does very well. But Mordekaiser's real counter is damage and CC before he can get to the minion wave, which Rise does very well. So in one regard, Rise counters Mord. In the other regard, Mord counters Rise. And it really comes down to if the Rise or the Mord gets an advantage, then they win the lane because they snowball in two like separate directions. You know, that Rise can really just walk ahead of the minion wave, not let the Mord build up his shield, and really just punish him for that, and try and kind of like freeze the lane or something. But we'll see what it comes down to. We see the Poppy jungle coming out from Blue team.
That should be interesting. I mean,
Poppy jungle is a absurdly strong ganker and damage dealer, especially in the side lanes where you can slam them against the wall. But really has a ton of trouble. And of course, Poppy's just a god in late game teamfights, but has a lot of trouble with counter jungling. So there's the Shyvana pick. That is a perfect pick against Poppy because that Poppy, if Shreve plays Shyvana properly, the Poppy will be running around from Wraiths, Golems, and Wolves getting one creep at a time for like 5 CS and no XP and will just fall so far behind. So we'll see how this game will go. It's going to be an interesting lineup of off-meta picks. We see, I think, Mord is probably going to go top. Zuka and Mord and Zuka, unless he switched the Soraka and Mord picks. I think it was Zuka last game who sort of looked like he was gonna go AP Soraka mid, and it looks like we will see that this game. So I think it's obviously gonna be Blitzcrank, Caitlyn bot, and then Rise and Morg, either solo top or solo mid. Maybe that Morg is going to want to go against the Mordekaiser wherever he may be, and that Rise will go against the Soraka. I really don't know. But we have Trist Sona against Caitlyn Blitz bot, Poppy in the jungle, squaring off against Shree's Shyvana in purple jungle, and some matchup of Mord or Soraka versus Ryze or Mord and Soraka versus Ryze and Morg. So we'll see how that ends up.
Ideally for blue team, they're going to want to pair the Soraka against the Morg, because even from early beta, that was always a matchup that kind of ended in Soraka's favor, mostly owing to the fact that Soraka's got that instant silence, so you can keep Morg off her shield, and just keep her from landing those bindings, so it actually makes ganks work a lot better against Morg, just having Soraka in the lane. The reason the solo Soraka became less favored as the metagame evolved, and that was where we saw that fall off. But more recently, we've seen Skara start running that stuff, even as recently as IPL4.
Yeah, I mean, around IPL4, especially after the introduction of Lulu, you know, that support the carry sort of team comp became a lot more popular. I actually faced off against a Soraka mid recently, and if you don't get pressure from the jungle, in terms of the 1v1 potential she has, it's huge.
It really is. It's just that Starfall drops your MR so quickly.
Yeah, and the silence is instant cast and targeted, so it's not like it's a skill shot you can dodge or anything like that. And also, it really prevents trades. She can run up and silence you and then run away.
Yep. And then there are those bananas, man.
Oh, I've got banana fear. Personally, I've got... In fact, before this game starts, we have 1 minute, just for the viewers. I don't even have to navigate to the video because I've watched it so many times. It appears when I type youtube.com in my address bar. I'm going to watch the Soraka Pro Frags MLG No Scope Carry Hard video. It's exactly 1 minute long. We have 45 seconds left on this delay.
We should be plenty fine.
This is what we will be expecting from this game. It's a great video. I know you've seen it, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Multiple times. It's not quite to the degree where I can type in YouTube and bring it up, but
it's a fantastic embodiment of what it means to play Soraka. It really is. It's silence people, drop down the MR shred on Starfall, throw bananas, and come at me, bro Baron. It's just such a fantastic video.
I love the gifs that has been made out of that video with the fuck the police.
Yeah, and oh shit, it's a bear.
Gosh.
Your skills are
freaking Soraka.
Yeah. Featuring, of course, the Wu-Tang Clan and a whole bunch of Zeals as Master Yi. So, alright. Oh, wait, what? Zuka actually switched to heal.
Huh.
So it could be Cheesy Cookie is running the support as an AP carry sort of team comp.
So we're gonna have the AP Sona?
AP Sona, you can't knock it until you try it.
Well, I remember when Sona was released, and she was the most overpowered champion in the game. I do remember Hotshot GG winning something like 8 or 12 games in a row just playing solo lane Sona. So at one point or another it was strong. So I mean I've seen it win before. Maybe we'll see it win again.
It's not so much that her ratios are very good, but you combine it with something like a Deathfire Grasp, and you start stacking up that power chord combo on your Q. You hit him with a DFG, auto tech, Q, ult, another Q, another couple auto techs. It actually does a ton of burst damage, and that is why so many pro teams favor her as a bot lane support, is because of her magical damage early game. She gets a ton of base damage out of that.
Yeah. But again, ever since the nerf, I feel like she's just so lackluster compared to what she used to be. You know.
By the way,
and we've already got a lot of people moving around mid.
Oh, I think they can spot that poppy.
Baby.
They can't actually. Oh wait, it looks like you're ahead of me. By the way.
Again?
Again. I don't know. I'm at 45 seconds right now. We do see that grab miss.
Oh, I'm the exact same distance ahead of you. All right, so
just this is good. We can use this. You just have to shout like top lane, bot lane, mid lane, jungle when something happens, and it will give me a 5-second delay to try and find what you're talking about. So if I'm rambling on about AP ratios or the fact that Blitzcrank started with a mana pot and 2 health pots, or the fact that blue team has a 100 gold advantage 1 minute into the game, probably because of support masteries, and something's happening, you can tell me, okay? So.
All right.
All right.
I will. Right now, they are all purple's all stacked up on and around wraiths, except for Blitz, and Blitz is taunting.
The time of man is.
That'll be Jamal.
Yeah. So Shreve is AFK, probably typing or something, and Morg actually unfortunately leashes the wraiths, which is not what we want.
Oh
no. And actually did also steal some XP off of that camp, as did Rise.
Typically, that's not the biggest deal.
It's tiny.
She should still be able to ding 2 off the red camp.
You can actually get level 2 off of red or blue without even getting one of the smaller camps. So we see Poppy starting at her blue. She's already picked it up. She did use Smite on that camp, as did Shyvana use red on her camp. It looks like both of them are going for an invade. I mean, for an early jungle. Shyvana catches Poppy. Ooh, this could be good or bad. It looks like Shyvana's definitely winning this fight with that red buff slow. A lot more damage coming off. Poppy forced to use her pot. She started Boots pots and really wanted to get that early gank up on Morg. Where Shyvana has Claw 5, so Shyvana's going to have a much easier time farming. Poppy's still sticking around up there. I don't know why she's going from this angle. Usually you want to get behind people and knock them towards your carries.
They've got her ping. They know she's there, and she's diving on that tower. That Poppy passive is strong. Oh, wow. And that'll be an execution.
Wow. Sona. Executed Sona for First Blood is definitely a trade that I'd say is in the favor of blue team. However, Shyvana is going to take a huge amount of creeps from this this wave up top, maybe even hitting level 4. She's halfway through level 3. If she goes Saint Vicious lane gank tax mode, then she will get level 4 off that cannon minion, which will be a nightmare for Poppy, because the Shiv player will just know, level 2 Poppy, level 4 Shiv, I am totally in control in these fights. I'm not afraid. So we'll see what she's able to use this XP for. She's not pushing the lane. She has just hit level 4 though. Anyway, let's take a look at the other lanes. Mordekaiser and Rise mid, it is 13 CS to 17, which is, that's pretty much even, because Rise does have more creeps stacked up. He is having a little bit of trouble farming under turret, which is the weakness of Rise early, just getting out pushed. And then
Mordekaiser are doing a really good job just keeping that harass up, keeping his shield fairly well managed. I'd say in the early stages he's starting to pull a little bit of an advantage. Bottom lane, some action.
Did Blitz land the grab?
He did, I believe he did, but Caitlyn was slow to set up the trap, and because of that, Soraka was able to walk away with around 150 health.
And Soraka's flash is actually down right now, as is her heal, so if she gets grabbed again, it could spell a kill for Caitlyn or Blitz. That is, of course, a very aggressive, early game focused lane. So picking up a kill or 2 on that Soraka while her flash is down could be excellent. Triss still has her exhaustion flash up. And it looks like blue is gonna go to Rise from the Shyvana. She's very far ahead from that early XP that she soaked up top, so she doesn't really need this to stay ahead. And of course she is a manaless jungler, so that takes her about 75% of the way through level 4, so she is, I think, comparatively ahead of Poppy, who's just barely about to hit level 4 herself.
Poppy looking to want to try a tower dive. No.
You have the red buff,
Not
Poppy.
this time.
Not this time. No flash.
Just a little bit of smite lane tax right there. Trying yet again, and looks like she gets a stun, but Sona not able to get the damage in, but that is one low Morg.
Yeah, and there's simultaneous action happening top and bot. I was actually looking bot for most of that, where Jamal was able to land good blitz onto Soraka. She's extremely low, and her cooldown on flash is just 3/4 of the way through. Not quite up there. Oh, who's that going low? Sona. Oh wow, Morgan is just an auto attack away.
Down.
But Cheesy Cookie takes one too many tower shots. Is Poppy gonna go beast mode and try and pick up this kill on Morg? No, she's just gonna run away. Maybe the right thing to do. Although that Morg was just literally one auto attack away.
Caught him.
Caught him down bottom. Ooh, this is the grudge match of the century with Jamal busting out the trash talk, and I hope it doesn't get much worse than that, or else I might have to remove the chat from this stream, which isn't going to be all that fun, but I'd say, you know, a lot of people play Reddit in-house 5s because of these rivalries. Sometimes you just want to kick someone while they're down and land that grab, and then they know they screwed up, and then you say... and more going low. Poppy. Oh, lands the bind, but it's not enough. Poppy does pick up the kill on Morg, chasing her down with that red buff.
And there's
and a gank down bot. Oh, Jamal very nicely blows the exhaust on Morg right before the ultimate hits. That upfront damage was therefore cut in half. And he's able to pick up the kill with a flash. Very well done from.
And the return trash talk coming out from
Mordecai. There we go. That is what we like to see. See, you initiate the trash talk, you're the villain. You return the trash talk, you're like this Batman-like figure who is just like a vigilante of Reddit in-house 5s, securing justice for the weak and bewildered. So Mordecai's picking up that nice kill on the trash-talking Jamal. Some would say he deserved it. I will remain impartial, as I am the caster this game. So yeah, a lot of decent cross-lane action going on this game. I like the jungle Poppy. Yeah. She is a little under-leveled versus this Shyvana. Shyvana's level 6, Poppy's just poking into level 5. But I think it's fair to say that Poppy does outscale Shyvana. Shyvana heading behind, has that ultimate up. The ultimate is not going to be used to bring Cheesy Cookie back. Cheesy Cookie just blows her ult and runs away. I don't know if that was the right call, to be honest. I think Captain on Morg was, pretty close to level 6. She just hit level 6. If Shyvana was a lot more impatient, there were no wards down. Morg could have picked up level 6, and the combo of Shyvana ult into Morgul would have been for sure a kill on that Sona. At any rate, Poppy is poking her head around. I think Shyvana doesn't know, in fact. Poppy just kind of slipped by.
Do not like this Morg, do they? They really are trying to punish that Morg pick as much as possible. Just running up, stealing a little bit of
lane tap.
Now, the one thing I want to talk about is how interesting Blue's lineup is to me, because Tristan is known as the AD carry that has just this bad mid game. Her early game presence is really strong, and she's considered by a lot of the pros to be one of the best scaling late game AD carries because of that passive.
Yeah.
With just the huge amount of range and her ability to jump out.
Yeah, the passive way is, she's very safe late game. And
mid.
Oh, mid. So we see the Shyvana gank. His shield is very low. And Jamal is coming in. Will he be able to land it? Oh, no. The Shyvana... Oh, and just barely. Poppy flashing over the wall. She's still level 5. This could be bad for Poppy because the Blitz is level 6 with ultimate if she decides to disengage, which I think is the right call. But Poppy is just so close to level 6, though. If she had ult, that could have been a entirely different story.
And she'll ding 6 before leaving mid. Yeah. But that's left bottom lane to just free farm. And now, you might want to check out top.
Top. Mark getting a bit low. I got a little bleep.
But Poppy posturing with her level 6. Oh, she finds her. She's gonna find her in the jungle. Gonna get stunned by the ult. Oh, here comes Poppy.
Let's see. That Morg ult was just used on the single target. Really, Poppy should have gone in right there with the ult. But a great ult from Sona, and it's not enough to. The ult from Sona actually did not create it.
Wow.
And Sona's damage. Ooh, the blue buff transfers like herpes from Shyvana. Actually, from Poppy to Shyvana to Sona to Rise. So, we now have a Rise with blue buff against a level 8 Morg. This could be trouble for Mord in just kind of the overall picture of the lane. He has pushed very far, and now that Rise has his Catalyst and blue buff, he's going to be able to spam these spells and maybe deny Mord a little bit of XP. It's the perfect way that you
go
can decide Mord.
to purple blue.
Yeah, so Rise is Mord is being closed on by by Caitlyn and Rise. Instead, just backs off, which is the right thing to do, I think. He didn't want to get 2v1 there.
No, he did not.
Especially when they don't.
He was hoping he could go undetected, just take that blue, which you know you don't really expect Mordekaiser to just go take your blue.
Yeah.
But he you know, it's just Mordekaiser don't care.
Yeah. Mordekaiser is arguably one of the honey badgerist champs in League, trailing I'd say behind who'd it be? Poppy's up there. Singe is another one. Shyvana's also good. The gang, they don't really commit.
I would say Nasus.
Nasus is one of the late game Nasus,
who could literally just run forever.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't actually know about Only Jungle's decision making there. They had I believe the Ignite and the ulti going on down a Rise, and of course, one of the great things about Poppy Jungle is that ultimate will reduce 100% of the turret damage for its entire duration, which is 6 seconds. So 6 seconds of no turret damage against that Rise with the Mord and the Poppy. I mean, they maybe could have picked up a kill. I guess they didn't know where Shyvana was, so they didn't want to commit. But we do have Poppy coming in around for what seems to be maybe a counter game. No, she's just gonna wait there. It looks like Blitz and Shiv are... No, Blitz backs off. She is able to find the Shyvana though. Mordekaiser going low to Rise. Also, the Ignite is ticking away. I don't think that's going to be able to pick up the kill, but no. Only Jungle not able to drop that ult down, so takes damage from Blitz, Rise, and Shiv. And it now looks like Purple Team is going to get an uncontested Dragon. The first Dragon of the game, 13 minutes into the game. Purple, I think, clearly having a slight advantage so far. The Shyvana is doing a great job of kind of farming the jungle. 51 CS to 30 CS from Shiv, and 212 to Poppy's 122. Gang coming down bot, Caitlyn, Shyvana, and Blitz. The grab just barely misses from Jamal. It would have been a great opportunity for Shiv to use that ulti to actually knock Chris even further away from the turret, but the Blitz grab missed because, I don't know, maybe I should be a little biased and say Jamal's a big stinking noob. I don't think I will though. I don't think I will. I won't take sides.
Top.
Good call. Mort going very low, but also has that second tick of the ulti to get the kill on Sona. Both ignites used. Cheesy Cookie, Sona's flash was down. Morg's flash is still up. In terms of CS, we've got 74 to 51. So Sona is winning that CS battle, and she has picked up a number of kills, but she also has 4 deaths. So yeah, a very tumultuous lane up top. So
it's received a ton of focus from both of the junglers.
Yeah, it really
and
has.
So I feel like what's really starting to develop across this is just the idea that purple is significantly out farming blue.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming down on him. Oh, the grab just barely misses again. Jamal not able to pick it up, but they go for the man mode gank, if you will, where you just run on the turret. You say we have the advantage. It's 2v1. The Blitz knock up and ulti came off, and Rise did a ton of damage with his full spell combo. And the Caitlyn ult also picked up an assist for Shadow KSI, which is Purple's AD carry, so that's gotta be good.
And she's already got her BF sword. It looks like she could potentially be grabbing a Bloodthirster soon.
A jungle invade coming in from Shyvana, by the way. Only Jungle's very low, is not really going to be able to, don't know about that decision to go in. Looking for the Sona. Shyvana does have red buff, which obviously cuts through that Poppy passive. Oh, but she's able to pick up the kill on Only Jungle, who is just very, very, very far behind. It looks like Shyvana's too low now to actually get the...
Cheesy Cookie's gonna find that binding.
Barely. And Rise is coming
oh,
in
she
behind.
flashed that wall, so her flash is down, and with this Rise coming into position, that's gonna be another kill purple. Things are starting to look a little grim for blue.
Yep. Lots of
Hopefully
aggression coming out, but it doesn't really seem to be paying off for
bottom
blue
lane.
team.
No, never mind. Yeah.
Oh wow, that Soraka heal just totally restoring all of her health. Jamal is actually going for a Tear the Goddess, which is likely going to build into a Mana Moon. A lot of people think that it's a weak item because he has a hard time stacking up those passives. Stacking up the unique passive of the Tear the Goddess. But we'll see. Right now it's sitting at around 188, which is 1/5 of the total mana it will provide. And there's no doubt that when you get that Mana Moon completed late game, it is a great item on Blitz. It's just it takes so long to charge up. But it looks like he is actually doing, they're winning the lane right now, despite all these missed grabs. So this is when Blitz is weakest if he builds his Mana Moon, and he's only going to get stronger from this point on. So,
I mean, when it comes to Blitz, you've got to remember that you can get a lot from that Mana Moon, but you can get a lot more for a lot less if you get a Sheen.
Yeah.
And he spent all of his early gold to grab that tier.
Yeah.
Like he's only sitting on like 40 gold right now.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have resources.
And he has no GP5.
Oh, Soraka is gonna find herself getting pulled again.
Oh wow, nice grab coming up with the mouth. The K-trap goes down. I don't think it's even gonna matter. No, Soraka will be able to make it out safe. Her ulti is still down for another 10 seconds though, so if Caitlyn was able to get just one more auto attack onto Soraka, that would have been a kill. But she does not find it. The trap once again not connecting.
Oh.
But Shreve is down bot, ready for the gank.
Oh, Jamal gonna find himself.
Oh, and Jamal falling to the damage over time on Tristana's E, which actually resets the cooldown on Tristana's rocket jump, which lets her jump twice back to back. That was very, very, very well done, and a lot of damage coming out from Shadow KSI's ult, which is a level 2 ulti. She is level 11 now. A decently executed gank down bot. I Am Jamal took just too much damage from the tower, which gave up the free kill on Lengthen. He was able to escape using that second rocket jump, which of course resets every time you get a kill or an assist. Lots of damage going on down on a more mid from that rise, but it doesn't look like
but Moore just pushed down that tower, so yeah. I mean, overall, I would not say Moore put himself in much of a bad situation at all.
Yeah, no,
and it looks like top tower is going to go down to Sona too. Just a lot of early push coming down from blue, and that'll actually help them even out the gold just a little bit because that global gold is very effective.
Yeah,
Jamal's going fishing. He's looking for something. He wants something. He wants a kill. He wants something. He's purchased a sapphire crystal, trying to pick up just a little bit more mana, which will probably be built into a Sheen. So I mean that's gonna be a late game Mana Moon, and I think the tier. I've had a lot of discussions about this item recently, and a lot of time, I mean, Rise and
Jamal
then
finding more, by the way.
2 characters.
Oh, but doesn't actually decide to go in. Just walks away. But anyway, yeah, continue.
Yeah, well, it just check mid.
Yeah. An easy grab coming out. He's able to get the damage down on a Caitlyn though. That could be a kill. The exhaust goes out. And Cheesy Cookie just really overextending. They're completely blind. Oh, and Mord not able to block that for the Sona, the Caitlyn ult.
I know. I barely saw that. Like it was a very clever ult there from coming out of that Caitlyn.
Yeah. No, I think Sona ran down to try and get her away from the rise, and had she run left, I think the Mord definitely would have been able to block that Caitlyn ultimate, but she still could have died to the rise.
Yeah.
Poppy actually doing some counter jungling here in Shyvana's jungle. She chooses not to leave the small raid, but Shyvana is behind Tristana and Soraka, but they decided to back off. It looks like blue team is making a nice push down mid. They know Morg is top, they see her on the map, and they know Shyvana's just below them. But it looks like they are going to disengage. I Am Jamal is running in.
They don't really want to get
fucked. No. They run away from that Blitz hook, which is, I think, smart to see.
But now they're gonna start posturing for a dragon. They know Morgana's up top, and they think that there's a good opportunity. Morgana's gonna start running down, but Blue's it's gonna be a 5v4 if Purple decides to engage. Oh, a big hook able to pull.
Oh, Lenton, what are you doing, buddy? At positioning, they had the 80 carry right up. Oh, but a nice solo off hit both Shyvana and Blitz. The Rise is just not getting CC'd or damage at all. He's throwing out Q after Q like a machine gun. Poppy going balls deep onto that Shyvana. Oh, and the hook from Jamal just barely saves the Shyvana. That Poppy was just winding up for another E. Caitlyn goes down on Cheesy Cookie. Likely to be a kill. Yeah, that was... Dragon was picked up for blue team. However, Lengthen, the 80 carry, Poppy the jungle, and Sona the solo top. 3 of them went down for nothing. So clearly, especially if purple team can use this advantage to make a push 5v2, it could be a couple turrets down, and it looks like they are just going to take one mid turret and maybe back off for it. Yeah, it looks like
they sent Blitz up top to maybe start a little bit of a push on the top, but what was interesting about that fight, Poppy threw her ult down on Blitz, and she, what you gotta really understand is that no matter who she throws it down on, she's not really safe from CC. There's Blitz. I mean, there's really only the Shyvana and the Kate that would be safe targets that would allow her to be safe from CC while on her ult.
Yeah.
That means 60% of the other team is just unsafe to ult in most situations because they'll be able to hold you and keep you away from what you're trying to kill.
Yeah, so pretty much, I think safe choices are probably going to be Shyvana, really, because Caitlyn still has that decent slow and traps, which can do quite a number on Poppy's mobility. The slow is 50% at all levels, I believe. 50% slow. So that is significant, and 50% slow is huge. Poppy doesn't actually have any tenacity. She opted for the Ninja Tabi. So they gotta be careful. Cheesy Cookie...
Purple jungle.
Yeah, Cheesy Cookie and Poppy just... Oh no, and Cheesy Cookie walks into the trap, finds Rise, finds Caitlyn. She's definitely gonna go down. Poppy, however, does make it out. Lots of burst damage, though, going down on Caitlyn, and the ulti goes down from Mort. Is Melissa gonna be able to pick up the kill? I don't think so. He's getting... he scared the Caitlyn away. She was forced to flash. But Mort also had to flash over the wall.
In the middle of all of that, so they're currently 2 down, and that'll be a surrender coming down from blue team.
Alright. Well, I mean, purple team was quite far ahead, and they did have excellent scaling champs such as Blitzcrank for the initiation and Morg and Shiv. So it's not so surprising that blue team just decided to surrender. It just, I mean, that was a fight that they clearly lost, and I guess blue team just expected that they were going to go for that Baron and kind of push to win. So, not by any means a confusing surrender. It was seeming like it was a foregone conclusion this game that Purple was going to take it. Caitlyn, of course, had her IE, whereas Lengthen still just sitting around with the inventory items. Definitely every lane won, and the jungle was able to pressure more. Some nice early team fights between Poppy and Shyvana up top, but they unfortunately just weren't able to hold on to that early kill or two, and instead just got the jungle got outscaled. Poppy is a single target jungler who really relies on doing back-to-back successful ganks off. So really, I mean, it was a close game, closer than it seems, but in the end, it just seems the purple team was able to pick up the CS, pick up the farm, and group and get some good team fights and get some good objectives in.
Yeah, it seemed like blue got really disorganized there towards the end, and so Sona definitely allowed herself to get picked off a lot more than she should have. Those top fights were really messy throughout the game.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to tell who was going to come out ahead in a lot of those. But what the difference was is that after most of those fights, Poppy had to back, and Shyvana went back into the jungle.
Poppy did start with those boost 3 pots, whereas Shyvana picked up Cloth 5. So very early on in the game, after those early ganks, every time Poppy would go back, Shiv would just say, you know what, it's fine. I'm Shyvana. I'm going to pop my W. I'm going to take a health pot or two, and I'm just going to out-farm you. And the result was a Poppy with 76 CS and a Shyvana with about 30% more at 97, almost 100 CS.
Yeah. And on top of all that, there were so many ganks that would just it wasn't even just the ganks. It was a lot of actually good play from the Blitzcrank.
Yeah. He missed a couple grabs, but he made up for that with just some good decision making, lots of roaming, lots of power fist silence from the ulti combos. Really did a lot of work on that more mid and allowed the Rise to really snowball. Even though the Mord did such a great job of staying alive and really just CSing and CSing. So
yeah, I think it was more just what happened down bottom now. Caitlyn's 4-0-5, and a lot of that's in later fights, but early on in the game, there were just a few kills that were picked up on Soraka that really made it so that the lane kind of broke down away from them, and it made it so Trish couldn't CS the way she wanted to. There is a 70 CS difference between the Tristana and the Caitlyn.
Okay, so yes, okay, sorry. So final question before I conclude this recording and head out for my meeting. What was the moment that made you think this game was going to go to purple team? The singular moment.
I think it was the Caitlyn ult that picked the soda. I think at that point I realized that purple had enough threats that blue was never going to be safe, even in fights that theoretically they should have more people around. And then I guess the one that kind of like put the final nail in the coffin was the fight where Blitz was able to hook Poppy away from Shyvana at the last second.
Yeah.
Just to basically say, listen, no matter who you ult, you're not safe.
Yeah. I think it was definitely that fight around Dragon where blue team did a great job of picking up Dragon. Some bad positioning on Lengthen, the AD carry. Set up the Rise snare into a free blitz grab, and just Trist got instantly bursted down. The fight turned into a 4v5, and even though Shyvana just barely escaped with a tiny sliver of health, like you said, that blitz grab just totally shut down the kill, and it was a 3-for-0 exchange. And even though they lost the even though they got the Dragon, they clearly lost that exchange, and that was the moment where it was like, this is a strong team of team fighters. You've got Mord, you've got a nice Sona ult that can set things up, and you've got Poppy, who's a great single target assassin, and Triss is relatively safe AD, but it's just not coming together. Whereas Rise, Mord, Blitz, Shyvana, Caitlyn, lots of CC, lots of disables to run in team fights, and really that's the moment where purple team really used their advantage and kind of won the game. So,
and I mean, I don't want to keep you here, but the one thing that I think that if you just look at the team comps, purple had a team that could at any point in the game be a strong team.
Yeah.
Whereas blue team has characters that fall off at different points. Poppy has a fairly weak middle game if she doesn't get early kills.
Yeah.
That Sona, I didn't see exactly where the Sona was going. Tristana has a notoriously weak mid game.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to overcome any of those facts, and just as soon as that happened, they were hardcore punished in the mid game, and the game ended.
Yeah.
That's one of the flaws with the comp.
Yeah. I completely agree. And on that note, I think I'm going to say GG. Do we ever come up with team names?
I think we just had Zuka versus Jamal.
Zuka Jamal. The Rumble in the jungle. No, the Rumble in support. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Grudge match of the century. We'll just call this Grudge match of the century between Team Zuka
it was good time.
and Team Jamal.
I want to see a rematch.
I want to see a rematch too. And I want to see a game that ends in a 1 hour and 23-minute base race. But I don't want that game to be today because I got to go. So, GG. WP, peace out.
Later, man.